Auntie Mumi, as I call her. She's wearing so many caps. But the cap that we all know as the SG of ICC. She's been very, very good, always pushing you to know more, to know more. She's very intentional about trade, and she's putting a lot of effort to make sure that trade is promoted in Nigeria, and we had the talk, like you said, and we looked at it, and this is worthy to be, our effort is worthy to be commended, and it's not just in words. We need to make it a certification thing, and that is why we thought it wise to honor her. Auntie, you're very, very good, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Mrs. Oshoteya, Madam B, for short, has done very well in terms of trade expansion, trade awareness, trade knowledge. And one thing you will see in that is the passion for trade, which she also demonstrated this morning. She said she saw something and she was looking for a black man. She wants to develop trade in Africa, she wants to expand trade in Africa. And we felt that she has contributed significantly to this development in trade and expansion. And we want to honor her with this certificate. Of course, you can't write the story or history of trade in Nigeria without mentioning Madam B. Congratulations.
So this honorary certificate is presented to you, Ms. Olubiyoshi, in recognition of your remarkable contribution to the advancement of international trade and your distinguished impact through professional excellence and leadership. Thank you very much. Mr. Oluvincent, I'm sure you agree with me how passionate, when I remember when you used to be director in CBN, and the passion, you would think that it's his personal business. You will even know that it's a civil servant. No, there's a difference between civil servant and public servant.
Okay, Uncle. Incidentally, I have a relationship outside even work with all of them. Yeah, I am fortunate to actually work with Daddy when he was in CBN, assisting Mama there. And you see every now and then we would stop him. You want to structure an LC, you're saying, please, how should I go about it? Those of us in trade, how it is that sometimes transactions you need to call your colleagues and all that. And he's never tired of us. Always, coming through for us. We appreciate you so much. He's never tired. He is never tired. And he will not say he's a junior staff that is calling me or he's a senior staff. He will always respond to you, always guide you. He actually held us like this and pulled us through. We appreciate you so much. Your work, we are representing you because that is what is in us today. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
If you don't know Mr. Oluvincent, you are a Gen Z. If you don't know him, you belong to 2000 series or the 90s, definitely. And honestly, Mr. Oluvincent is like, permits me to use the word Iroko in trade in his days. And like Madam said, he will never look down on you, no matter your level when you call him. You may be afraid, Mr. Oluvincent, can I call him? By the time you start speaking, you say, he wasn't as tough as you people are saying. So, sir, you have contributed significantly to the development of trade. You have disabused many minds about the mystery in trade, because it's like trade is mystified. You demystified it, and you have also provided an avenue for people to have interest in trade. And if you have been attending ICC meeting, just don't allow him to grab the mic because he will lecture you. All those things you think you don't know, definitely he will make sure that it is simplified. You have done well in the trade environment, And there is no, I'm glad you are the first man to get this certificate. And it will go to the record of the Institute. Congratulations.
This honorary certificate is presented to Mr. Olubins in recognition of your remarkable contribution to the advancement of international trade and your distinguished impact to professional excellence and leadership in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know where to start from. I'm not a chartered accountant. I'm not an economist. If I tell my background, you will be shocked. But I will tell you one thing. Trade made me who I am today. Trade and Exchange Department made me who I am today. I got to Trade and Exchange Department in 1993. When I got in there, they said they don't need a biologist. What's a biologist doing in trade? You have a BSc in biology, what are you doing in trade? Yeah, that's an error. I was rejected by my then director. No, we don't want to. I know in CBN, once your director says no to you, you are one leg out of the bank. There's nothing you could do. So that day I vowed. I came back home, I wept. And I vowed anything in trade, I must know. I vowed to myself, anything trade, I began to develop myself. And I found, okay, trade after all is very interesting. I went to do an MPA. This in a sense, very interesting now. I went to do commercial law. By the time I finished commercial law, Director Legal called me, can we send to Birmingham and go and do 2-year course in the law and come back? I look at my age. My daughter then was doing a master's in Birmingham, and I told her, I said, Daddy, don't come here. I'm like, going to do law. She said, Daddy, don't come here. I can't be in the same university with you. Just leave me alone. Let me just finish. If you want to do it. But that is what really sparked my interest in trade. And I can tell you, I've never regretted it. You guys have made things work for all of us. Without your support, I was a regulator. People thought that we're very hard and we're very harsh. But as a regulator, you don't want to look at anybody's eyes. You just want to look by the books. What did the book say? I must comply with the books. Whether A or B is affected or not affected, you are not interested. And that's why we can leave the system and still go back to the same with our heads lifted up. And I want to thank you once again for this honor. Thank you very much.
You know, I'm sure you don't know how old Mama is, and the father is still very active. Very active. Sometimes it's really challenging for me at this age and how much effort is putting in to drive the ICC rather, the way she carries it, like I said about Solu Vincent, like personal. You know, sometimes I will chat her and he said, Dele, I'm about to enter an ICC meeting, or he's traveling, even at this age. Madam, thank you very much. Really appreciate your effort. Let me hear from you.
This is Grandma now. It started with Mama, Director Trade and Exchange. Mommy, we're very proud of you. Some of those policies that you did then, they've done so many things to water it down, but we still refer to it and we still talk about them. Even we were at engagement in May, and we still refer to some of your policies. Why don't you bring this back? That shows the legacy you left behind. And we're so glad that we learned under you. Yeah, Mommy was very humble and still humble. My mom is still working. I was telling my colleague that I read something that I'm always wondering how this woman does it at her age. See. You can't. Mommy is just trade. Mommy is not just locally, even internationally. Many of the things we're talking about going to Singapore, and we said, is it Singapore or Australia? And I said, one day, Mommy will go. We don't go and say, I'll travel a whole day, and I'll just do one more. Mommy represent us all the time. Mommy, we thank God for strength for you. We thank God for what God has used you to do. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, man.
It's an honor, man, and I'm going to keep this picture. If you remember or confirm, in the early 2000s, when you hear that circular, you remember Mrs. Lara Akonchi. We can never forget. And another significant one was the free trade zone. So sometimes ago, we had some clarification, and we went to the compendium. We were looking back. We got to early 2000. we saw one that we signed, and that's the only one we could find. To tell you, even till today, those circulars of more than 2 decades, they are still speaking for us. We can never forget your impact. In fact, the generation to come will read those circulars. And I remember in those days, my boss, Mr. Gideon Jarikre, we said, let's call Mrs. Akanji, let's call Mrs. Akanji. And whenever he did, you will explain, you will guide, you will tell us the area not to go, the area we can go. And it's not only trade, even in the FS management, you did a lot. It's today we run to financial market. In those days, we only noted, we called TIET, and you were all rounder. Your impact in expansion of trade can never be forgotten. The people like us that saw you and said, we have a career to build in trade, we can never forget you. And I'm sure the upcoming generation that will read those circular that has simplified trade, and we can say let's trade, there's a circular somewhere, we'll not forget you. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. And honestly, if we can double it, we give Mama too. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. I'm so delighted. I'm overwhelmed. I think when God is creating any of us, He has maybe an agenda for you to do, and He lists them out for you. I'm a very religious person. I'm a Catholic to the core, and that is my training. If you are in any activity, you commit to Mother Mary first before you even talk about Jesus Christ. Because Jesus, if not for Mary, Jesus will not be there. So it is that transmission, that really works in me. So I wake up, you greet your mother first before you go and look for your family. So every morning I wake up, I pray fervently, and God answers prayer. And if I can just give an example, if I want to do anything at all, the moment I ask with prayer, the door will just open. The knowledge will just open. And most of the circulars that you are talking about were coming from the end of research. Because I was appointed in research. I was recruited from UK to research department of the central bank. So when you do research, it means you research into other countries' experiences. What do they go through? Both developed and developing economy. As I still speak, OECD still consulting, because that research will never leave you. Anything you want to do, you want to research into it to find the pros and cons. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. God bless you.
This certificate is presented to you, Dr. Honorary, in recognition of your remarkable contribution to the advancement of international trade and your distinguished impact to professional excellence and leadership. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Looking to be a certified trade specialist? Call 0809 200 0424 or visit www.instituteofexport.trade.